Welcome to the War Insider YouTube channel. Germany has created the most modern tank in the world. It would be nice to see him in Ukraine. The head of Rheinmetall gave an interview in which he talks about Ukraine's interest in the new German tank Panther F-51. So far, there is much water and philosophy, but it is an interesting reason for information. After all, the German tank market has been shaking in recent years. Rheinmetall is trying to enter the tank market with its own development, because they have experience and a gun for this. The main producer of tanks Leopard 2 is a concern of Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann KMW, but the main gun is RH-120 from Rheinmetall. Furthermore, Rheinmetall is engaged in the repair and modernization of tanks. Together with KMW, they have developed a new armored personnel carrier for Bundeswehr Puma. European politicians dream of retrofitting European armies with the French-German new tank Main Ground Combat System MGCS. This is a long-standing project between the French state-owned conglomerate Nexter Systems, which produces the Leclerc tanks, and the familiar Caesar self-propelled artillery, and German company KMW. The German company Rheinmetall has also joined the project, but the first tank is expected to be produced after 2035. Development is ongoing, but at a slow pace. However, there is one issue. Rheinmetall is a private company whose shares are traded on the stock exchange, so they need to sell the future and open up new markets today. They cannot wait for the next intergovernmental project to go into series production. They need to satisfy their shareholders. That's why Rheinmetall has developed its own armored personnel carrier, the Lynx, which it has already started delivering to the Hungarian army. It's not in the Bundeswehr and probably won't be because the Bundeswehr will be riding the common KMW Puma. Alongside the armored personnel carrier, they have presented their future tank project, the Panther F-51, a competitor to the not yet existing MGCS. The base model is the Leopard 2A4 armored, and the new gun is a 130mm. Yes, a new increased caliber. Such a step cannot please everyone, especially the Leopard KMW producer, because in one project they act as junior partners, while simultaneously developing their own tank. Conflict of interests? No, just capitalism is harsh. For now, the leaders of the two corporations are conducting heavy tank battles in numerous interviews with the German press, because the Panther still exists only as a 3D PowerPoint project. Quote from the KMW head: "It is unlikely that Ukraine will be the first in the world to start buying and tested Panthers. On the other hand, why not? So, there is not yet any country with the latest Panther F-51 tanks. Pre-production samples have been created, and the head of the Rheinmetall Corporation, Armin Papperger, has stated that he wants to see them on the battlefield." Let's look at the characteristics of this tank and compare it to the latest Russian tank, the Armata. Weight and design. The Panther F-51 weighs 15.9 tons, which is 3 tons lighter than its predecessor, the Leopard 2A7, from which the new machine has inherited the power system diesel V12 and TUMB 873 K501 in the chassis. The weight reduction allowed to increase the power reserve up to 500 Kelvin Leopard 340 Kelvin and speed 65 km per hour compared to 61 km per hour. The Panther is 6 tons heavier than the Russian counterpart of the Armata tank, but has the same power reserve. Safety. The armor is a combined anti-projectile, add-on armor. The body's front has a thickness of 900 to 950 millimeters, while the front of the turret has a thickness of 1250-1350 millimeters, which provides protection from armor-piercing sub-caliber projectiles. The AMAP and TAP systems provide protection from airstrikes and sub-caliber projectiles. The aerosol veil hides the tank in all light ranges. Compared to the Russian Armata tank, it has both passive protection armor and dynamic armor integrated into the body. It is reported that the Russian tank has a so-called Afghanet. This is an active protection complex of Armata, which can, among other things, knock down enemy sub-caliber projectiles flying toward the tank. However, it is unknown how well it works in combat conditions. Armament. The Panther is equipped with a smoothbore gun of 130mm caliber. New shells, different from other tanks, will be required here. For the first time for German and generally serious Western tanks, a caliber of more than 120mm is being discussed. Previously, the most powerful Western gun was the Rheinmetall RH-120 with a 55 caliber barrel length, standing on the Leopard 2 and Abrams licensed version. The new 130mm weapon was formally presented at Eurosatory in 2016, in response to the appearance of Darda on the Russian tank Armata. Armata is armed with a 2i82 gun, whose firing energy is 17% higher than that of the Rheinmetall RH-120L55. In addition, the Russian gun is equipped with a full-fledged automatic charging system, which is absent in serial modern German and American tanks. 32 shells loaded into her assault rifle. However, the new German 130mm weapon exceeds the energy of 120L55 by 50%, that is, approximately 30% more powerful than the Russian 2i82. The weight of the 130mm gun with auxiliary systems is 3,000 kilograms, while the 2i82 is 2,700 kilograms. For the first time in German tank building, the gun has a full-fledged automatic charging system, where 20 shells are loaded after their completion. The rest of the ammunition must be loaded into the machine manually. The tank is equipped with a 12.7mm machine gun and a 7.62mm anti-aircraft machine gun. The machine guns are remotely controlled. For comparison, the Russian tank is also equipped with a 7.62mm caliber machine gun. It is located in a separate, movable, automated installation above the main part of the turret. However, the Russian tank does not have a paired machine gun. The Panther tank can be equipped with reconnaissance drones and kamikaze drones. The first allow to see the target outside the crew's line of sight, while the second attack air and ground targets. This photo is from the Eurosatory 2022 exhibition. The Hero 120 kamikaze UAV launch on a new type of tank. Each such drone can fly for up to 60 minutes at a distance of up to 40 kilometers from the tank that launched it. The weight of the combat part of the UAV is 3.5 kilograms. It can hit armored vehicles and entrenched enemy firing points. This gives a serious advantage over the Russian counterpart and in general on the battlefield. Control. The crew has been reduced to 3 people. The loader has been removed from the calculation. Rheinmetall notes the possibility of a 4th person being present, for example, to control the onboard drone. In terms of management, the only possible advantage of the Russian tank is an unmanned turret, which is noticeable by its size. The crew of the Armata is in a separate compartment behind the frontal armor plate. The German tank has a conventional layout and standard crew placement with a manned turret. To sum up, Rheinmetall would like to supply its tanks to Ukraine. Ukraine currently represents a certain test ground where new developments and innovations can be tested. Using untested tanks in actual combat is not the best idea, but Ukraine is experiencing a great shortage of equipment and may take the step of using new technology. These tanks might not be in the forefront. They may be placed on relatively calm fronts, or they may be given a chance in actual combat. If the Scholz cabinet approves the deliveries, Rheinmetall is ready to send its first serial machines to Ukraine. This is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more updates and information. Thanks for watching.